Hi there, I'm Jay Foster, and today we're talking about creativity. We all have it. In fact, we're naturally endowed with creative power. It can seem easy to point to others' creative strengths, but very difficult to identify our own. Let's discuss some of the more subtle aspects of creativity. We have the power to create whatever we think, feel, imagine, and apply our effort to. And since we are creators, we're always creating whether we know it or not. We create who we are, what we are, at any given moment in time. But at times, it's hard for us to truly see the miracle in this. In the same way we dismiss a transcontinental flight as normal and ordinary, the airline passenger shouts, "Hey, my coffee is lukewarm." And the attendant yells back, "Hey, give us a break. We're transporting you over the Atlantic Ocean in 6 hours without you even having to move." Sometimes that false self in us, that same outer protective layer that prevents us from expressing ourselves, also dismisses us as ordinary. It convinces us that there are smart and creative people out there somewhere making all this stuff, and well, I'm just plain and ordinary. I'm different from them. But this is absolutely false. You and me, we are creators every bit as much as the astronaut fixing the satellite, the deep sea researcher who discovers that cute little purple octopus, or the engineer who is constructing drones to bring food and medicine to remote third world countries. We see stunning images of these marvels on the internet, and they're super cool, and we can kind of relate to them, but they really seem distant to us in our everyday lives. You are a creator every bit as much as anyone else on the planet, including those you see performing the most heroic and enviable acts. And yet that convincing inner critic continues to say somehow that these people are different than you. That inner critic says, "How can I envision myself in outer space when I can't even make it to class on time? I can't pass this stupid test, or I don't look the way I should, or no one in my family or anyone I know has ever been outside this dinky little town. Hey, if I'm such a genius astronaut, then why am I stuck here pulling weeds or washing dishes or drowning in boredom or cleaning out the cat box?" Before you decide that your inner critic voice is right about your being mediocre in nature, consider this. Everyone we've described in those unbelievable accomplishments, we are witnessing a snapshot, a single moment in time that illustrates the pinnacle of their achievement. You are seeing a glimpse, a flash, a split second of an event they have created in their lives. What you're not seeing is you're not seeing the billions and billions of snapshots of them creating that life, including the times they argued with their own inner critic voices. Not only are we all capable of creating the unimaginable, but before we get there, we struggle. We have setbacks. We all, at one point or another, believe we have limitations. We make mistakes. We're imperfect. All of us. You, me, and the guy moonwalking in outer space. And furthermore, it takes time for us to actualize our marvelous creations, as we must construct them brick by brick. For instance, if you're a bricklayer and you have just finished up a few rows of bricks, mortar and all, it would be overly unfair of you to compare your progress to that magnificent, timeless cathedral. It would be more apt to point out that the magnificent, timeless cathedral started out as just a few rows of bricks. And creating isn't limited to science and technology and construction. It applies to all areas. For example, a teacher creates a learning environment for those aha moments. An actress creates an emotion in us by telling us a story. A caregiver creates joy with the kids. A journalist creates awareness. A mom or dad creates harmony in the family. A store owner creates a unique shopping experience. And a police officer creates a sense of safety. In this way, what we do creates new pathways, new opportunities for ourselves and for others. One thing is certain, we are always creating. We are creating even when we don't realize it. With every thought, every feeling, every action, we're creating something. Much like droplets of vibrant paint on a plain blank canvas, if the colors are arranged with intention in a deliberate way, you can end up creating a masterpiece. Your masterpiece. We're in awe when we see flashy, splashy talent. Sports stars and movie stars, or someone with unique abilities like inventors, or jugglers, or speed readers, artists, or hack-a-thon champions. However, there are many types of special talents, and there are so many other magnificent qualities that remain undervalued or go overlooked. Everyone has exceptional strengths and creative abilities. You want a few examples of abilities that we typically undervalue? How about these? Empathy, organizational skills, persuasion, caregiving, peacekeeping, communicating, problem solving, making friends, starting a conversation. There are a ton of these. There are abilities that we have, but we don't give them enough merit. Like story writing, storytelling, leading, performing, spreading optimism, being reliable, dancing, being spontaneous, experimenting, investigating, researching, speaking out, coordinating colors, strategizing, making decisions, making people laugh. Okay, this list is endless. Let me assure you, you are unique and you certainly have your own set of creative abilities. Without any consideration to any other people, just focus on you for a second. What do you do naturally and easily? Even if it sounds silly or simple, what do you just naturally and easily do? Don't assume that everyone else can do those things, because believe me, they can't. We all have creative abilities in one form or another. Take a few moments to reflect on your own creative abilities. Consider how you think differently and what you may do very easily and naturally. And as you talk with others today, try to identify their creative gifts. And if you get the chance, point them out, compliment them on what they do easily and naturally.